Hey, are you tired of being stuck in a dead-end job? Are you a stay-at-home mom or dad looking for additional source of income? Or maybe you're a retiree looking for a new challenge. Are you ready for a change? Were you wondering what it's really like to be a real estate broker? My name is Paul Ambrogio with Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate in Huntley, Illinois. And if you're looking for a career change, we have the perfect opportunity for you. So do I have your interest yet? Okay, let's get into it. So in order to get your real estate broker's license in the state of Illinois, it's required for you to complete the approved pre-licensing course, followed by passing the Illinois state exam, which includes national and state real estate specific questions. Now you're asking yourself, where do I go to take the pre-licensing class? I've got great news for you. We have 2 upcoming pre-licensing classes that will be held right here in Huntley, Illinois. Now, the first pre-licensing class opportunity begins February 23rd and runs for 8 weeks every Tuesday, Thursday from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And the second pre-licensing class opportunity begins April 29th and runs for 7 weeks every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. How about that? We have 2 options for you. So you're still wondering if real estate is for you? Watch the video that's about to start in its entirety to hear the story and to see if real estate is truly for you. Stick around to the end of the video for a special surprise that you don't want to miss. I'm from the northwest side of Chicago, born and raised. I attended St. Ferdinand's Grammar School, graduate in 1981, and I went right across the street to St. Patrick High School, graduated in 1985. From there, I went right down the street to Wilbur Wright College, and that's where I found real estate. So I got into real estate back in 1991. In 1990, I happened just to fall upon the pre-licensing real estate class at Wilbur Wright College, and it intrigued me. So I signed up, I took the class. Fast forward 1991, I'm a licensed real estate broker in Norridge, Illinois at Century 21 J-Mars. What drew me to real estate was the hours, the income potential, and the housing. It just seemed like a really great opportunity. So I think the key to my success in real estate was something that I learned very early in the game at Century 21 J-Mars. You know, I went there my first day thinking like, oh, this is great. They're a training company. I'm going to learn so much. I remember walking in the first day, and Joe Marsiglia, he was the owner of the company, and I walked in the first day and I said, hey, Joe, I'm here. And he did this. And I had to say, Joe, it's Paul. I'm your new agent. And he's like, oh, come on in, Paul. So he took me downstairs, and this was on Harlem Avenue, Harlem and Montrose in Norridge, right on the border of Chicago. He took me downstairs, and I went downstairs, and there were 3 rows of 4 desks, and they're the old metal desks. You know, you hit them, and the metal just shakes and rings in your ear. He had me sit down there, and I said, great, what are we gonna learn today? And he turned, and he slapped a phone book down on the desk. He opened it up, and he said, call. Call people and ask them when they plan on moving. I sat there for about 3 hours, making phone call after phone call after phone call. And at that point forward, I knew this is not what I wanted to do. So I went back upstairs, locked up. There was a key on the desk that said, Paul, lock up. That's how I got the key to the office. So I locked up, and I came back the next day, and I refused to go back in that basement. I sat in the back of the office. I watched everybody. I learned. I was there from 5 o'clock at night to 11, 12 o'clock midnight, just learning the industry. 30 years ago, that's a long time, right? And I just wanted to tell you how it all happened, the first sale. So bear with me. Again, 30 years ago, I got into real estate, and I was part-time for the first couple of months. I'm gonna fast forward here. I was calling expireds, and I still have not put a property on the market yet. But every day I would call the expired listings and see if I can find somebody that still wanted to sell their home. So I called this couple, and they said, yeah, come on out, we'll talk to you. The last 3 people couldn't sell the house, but we'll give you a shot. I went out, and I don't remember their names, I apologize, but it was a middle-aged couple. They were possibly Italian, and I remember the property well. They owned a restaurant, actually on the Norridge side, if I remember correctly, but that could have been the city of Chicago also. But 8041 West Irving Park was the property. So I called them, they said, come on out. I go out, I list the property, I'm all excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I made it. I finally got my first listing, you know? My wife said to me, geez, you know, you love what you're doing. Why don't you just, if you're gonna do this, you gotta do it full time. quit your day job. I thought she was crazy, but I did it. I said, are you sure? She goes, yeah, do it. You know, she had a good job at the time. She was working for maybe the Niles or the Arlington Heights Library System. So it was a fairly good job at the time. So we took a chance. I quit my day job. We went down to one income, hers, and I went off into real estate full time. You know, now we're gonna fast forward a couple of months, and this property on Irving Park Road has been on the market now for 2 months, and guess what? I wasn't a miracle worker. I couldn't sell it either. The other 3 agents couldn't. I was not having any luck. The owner called me and said, hey, Paul, our listing's going to expire in 30 days, and we want to let you know that we're not going to renew. We're going to cancel. The holidays are coming, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. We just don't want to have it on the market then. But you did a great job, but you got 30 days. So, and oh, by the way, Paul, we buried St. Joseph outside, feet upside down, facing the street, and we buried him right next to the real estate sign. And I remember this because today people do it the wrong way. And I say the wrong way because these folks did it their way, upside down, feet to the street, right next to the for sale sign, and the property sold, right? So here's how it went down. A week after maybe they buried St. Joseph out next to the sign, I get a phone call. I think it was on a Saturday. And you know, we had pagers, I think, back then. No cell phones really. Computer was just coming out in the real estate, you know. And I was at the office. Somebody called, this couple called, said, hey, we want to see your property. We're out in front of it. I got in the car, shot over there, you know, young buck, like, hey, this is going to be great. I go over and show them the property, and they said they'd like it, but we'll get back to you. I said, great. I was so excited. I forgot to get their phone number. I go back to the office, and I'm like, oh, no. Now what do I do? That was a big mistake, right? I can't follow up with them. So a whole week goes by, maybe a little longer than a whole week, but I get a phone call. I'm at the office again. It's the same couple. And they said, we'd like to see the property again. We're in the area and we have our parents with us. I'm like, yes, right? So I jump in the car, I head over there. I meet them at the property, and it was a Dodge Caravan. I remember the car, maybe baby blue, maybe dark blue. They pulled up, and I was waiting for them. I had the door open. They get out of the car, and then mom and dad get out of the car, and they keep getting out of the car. There's some kids and some more people. I don't know, felt like maybe 10 people. I'm like, what's going on? I didn't understand. I'm a young guy, never sold a home before, don't really know what's going on, but I'm just going with the flow. So they come inside, and they say, Paul, we wanted to show our parents. We had to give the house a blessing. We like it. We want to make an offer on it. But because it's across the street from the cemetery, and the home was facing north, if I remember correctly. It was 8041 West Irving Park Road. So we were going west. So I'm pretty sure it was facing north, the property. And they said, we've got to say a prayer or something. I don't know if it was called a prayer. But they said, we have to give the home this blessing because it's across from the cemetery. We brought our parents with. Can we do it? I'm like, heck yeah, let's go. And they're looking at me like, what are you doing, right? So I stayed down on my one knee. There was the dad, the husband, and then I believe his father, grandfather, and then there were some kids standing on the ends, and they all held hands and said something. I'm not quite sure what they said. And then I got up at the end, and they said, okay, we want to make an offer on this. This is how it went down. We went back to the office. They wrote an offer. I got the property sold. I actually, in my office here, I have that 1099 from that first year. One sale, $1,600 whopping dollars that I made that first year in real estate. But you know what? That was my first sale. It was a blast, and I still remember it like yesterday. I just love what I do. Hopefully you found value in it and feel the excitement that I felt when I started my real estate career in 1991 and what I still feel today. Okay, so now it's time for the bonus that I promised you. If you go ahead and sign up for the pre-licensing class through our approved real estate school, pass the state test, and activate your license with me at Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate in Huntley, Illinois, we will go ahead and reimburse you the cost of the pre-licensing class. It's like full tuition reimbursement. It's approximately a savings of $600. Let's have a quick conversation to see if real estate is for you. Please remember, you can comment below, you can private message me, or you can click the link above or below, and I will respond to each of your questions. After that, I will provide you with the official link to register for the pre-licensing class of your choice. Thanks so much, and looking forward to seeing each and every one of you in one of our upcoming classes.